It's a very tough question. Now, if you're talking about multinationals, one of the things that multinationals help do is to move capital. Okay, so in this sense, multinationals are able to lift other local communities. Okay, with their capital, with the movement of their capital. And so sometimes, also establish businesses in places, therefore, introducing new cultures of business and so creating access to wealth for people. But at the same time, we need to, be careful about some of the side effects of a globalized culture. The tendency of streamlining, the culture of streamlining, overlooking local sensibilities and particularities, and making room for local diversity, if you want. Secondly, globalization and the spread of capital should not simply lead to taking advantage of, if you want, low salary levels in certain countries, and so the enhancement and of profit. But globalization, bringing capital, should also lead to globalization of income. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the incomes of local people must also be. There's no point, as it's been said before, there's no point in bringing shoes to a country if to buy the shoes costs a parent his whole salary. It's been said also in the United States, Henry Ford, when he introduced cars. He says you cannot have an American big automobile, a civilization when the people cannot afford it. Okay, so globalization may not only bring, circulate capital and business and all of that, but should also lead to enhanced levels of, salaries and equipment so that people can sustain the globalized business. If the people sustain the global business when their own income improves, okay, when their own income becomes something with which they can support the industry which have been brought. Okay, so that's one thing that globalization do. But for us as a church, when we talk about globalization, we're talking about something that is also very true of the church. Mm-hmm. The Catholic Church says it's universal. It's everywhere. Globalization also tends to be everywhere. But our challenge is that, just as for the church, globalization should not simply lead to spread, okay, of certain cultural experiences, but it should also, most importantly, lead to the enhancement and creation of fraternity. We should not only be close to one another, we should be our relationship should be transformed into that of being brothers and sisters. So that is, if you want, the greatest challenge to globalization. Mm-hmm. Not only to be close, but also to become brothers and sisters.